It's our time. It's our time.
Hey there, I'm Shub from North of Normal, and this is One Song, One Story. The concept is simple. Each guest brings a song, and together we explore what it means to them, the memories it holds, the feelings it unlocks, the story it tells about who they are. Today's episode is about breath, presence, and the quiet power of remembering who we really are. I'm joined by Weronka Sacha, a breathwork teacher, retreat coordinator, and someone I first met years ago on an ayahuasca retreat in Peru. We talk about conscious breathing, music as ceremony, and the deep connections that form in spaces where words fall away. The song Weronka brings is expansive and grounding, rooted in Indigenous wisdom, connection to the earth, and the long story that we're all part of. All right, let's begin. Enjoy. Welcome to the One Song, One Story podcast, Weronka Sacha. How are you?
Hi, Xavier. It's really great to see you. It's really great to reconnect. I am well. Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Good. Me too. I think we've been speaking for about 10 minutes before we hit record, and I can't stop smiling. The smile is permanently etched on my face.
I know. I imagine it may go like this for the entire time of this podcast. I feel the same.
And whereabouts in the world are you today, Weronka?
So I am in the Poland, in a city that is called Lublin, which is the southeast of Poland, and this is actually where I was born. This is where I was living most of my life. Then, I went to South America and I lived there for like 7 years. This is where we met, and then I returned.
Yeah.
So I am in Poland in the middle of a big winter.
Yeah, we're in the middle of quite some winter as well. It's a bit rainy, it's a bit cold today. I went out for a walk. I braved the conditions, and I'm grateful I got out, but it's grateful to be back inside as well now.
Yeah.
And if your day today was a song, what would the title of that song be, and what would the vibe be?
Wow, that's a great question. I'm not prepared at all. Give me a second.
Of course.
I know what song it would be. What a Wonderful World. Totally, it would be Louis Armstrong. I'm not gonna invent
Oh,
anything. This is what I feel right now.
yeah. A beautiful choice. I love that song. I love
God,
that
me
song.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. And one thing I like to do with guests that come on the podcast is think of a song that connects us, or, it can connect us, or it can be a song that I think of when I think of you. And the song I've chosen today is one of my favorite songs. It's The Air That I Breathe by the Hollies. I don't know if you know that one.
No, I don't think so, but I'm gonna check it out after this podcast.
You should check it out afterwards. It's a bit of an oldie and it's a really beautiful song, but I choose it for the title because I think we were just chatting. We met back in 2018, right? So I'd gone to an ayahuasca retreat, Arcana Center in Peru, and you were working as a facilitator at the time. And I remember that was the first experience you introduced me to conscious connected breathing. And that was the first experience I'd ever had of it. And it's a practice that's been with me for years. And as I said, I kind of forgot until I saw your face, or I was just thinking about this beforehand. I forgot that was the first time I'd experienced it, and it all came flooding back. This like beautiful teaching and an amazing experience I had. And in the midst of, 2 weeks of ayahuasca ceremonies, my mind was so blown that I could do this just with my breath. I think that's what I took away. I was like, how has this happened just with my breath? So it felt fitting to choose a song with the word breathe in the title. And very, very grateful for you introducing me to that practice.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing this also. It really warms my heart to know that the breath stayed with you like that. And
Yeah.
I've been facilitating the breathwork sessions since like almost 10 years now. And sometimes it just makes me feel like it's kind of funny, but also I'm grateful when people think, Weronka, breath, no? This connection
Yeah.
is such a glorious and basic and deep at the same time, no?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fascinating. It's fascinating what you can achieve just on your own breathing. I think that's I will never get my head around that. And I also
Yeah.
remember post ceremony, you playing guitar and singing some of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard. Are you still playing? Are you still singing?
I have so many things that I want to already tell you, just responding to what you're saying.
Yeah.
So let me start. I think first what I want to say is that about the breath, like for me also this is the reason why I chose to do this work is because after already some years of working with the plant medicines, no? And finding out that we can actually establish this kind of connection with the source, no? The open channel that doesn't have any filter
Mm,
in between. It was mind blowing, and still this is my main work, and it's always surprising and it's always beautiful, no? To see that we have it just at hand, no? At hand. Yeah.
yeah.
So for me the breath is like the biggest miracle actually, no, of life. Still it is.
Mm,
And then
it
and then
is.
I was wondering because I also thought like if I were to think about what songs connects us, you and me, I had two ideas. And so first thing
Great.
will kind of respond to your question about the playing guitar, no? Because I still do sing and play guitar. Not a lot, but it is something that I do like to do. And then I remember that in that time when we met, me and my husband at that time, we used to love one song and he used to play it and we would sing it together. And it was the song Reconnected by Mariah Kyle. I don't know if you remember this one.
Okay. No, no, but I think I'm really glad you brought it up because I can't wait to play it and listen and figure out whether it's the one I'm thinking of. I remember you singing one about a river,
Yeah.
and the river flowing. Is that the one or not?
No, it's not this one, but I'm sure you will remember.
No.
This one actually Rob used to play it on the guitar and we would both sing it. So, and it's
Oh,
called the Reconnected, no? It's beautiful and it's all about the connection with the nature, no?
wow.
But
Okay. Yeah,
then,
they were special.
to be honest, so this was one thing that I thought about. And then I thought, bueno, what was particular about that period when I met you was that we were listening to plenty of Icaros, no? The the healing channel
Yeah.
songs sung by the shamans, no? So just to kind of introduce the Icaro is the name for the song that comes from the Peruvian Shipibo tradition, where basically the shaman is entering a process of learning from the plant, connecting with the plant spirit. And it happens via a period of isolation and some kind of sacrifice and diet and so on. And oftentimes, in return, as the sign of this relationship, the shaman receives a song, a healing song that is like a fruit of the diet, no, a fruit of this relationship, and it's called
Mm,
ikaro. Basically, that's how it works. Like, so in that time when we met, it was actually the only time in my life when I would hear 3 or 4 shamans singing Icaros at the same time, each of them different
yeah.
song, no? It was such a
Yeah.
disharmony. It was crazy.
Yeah. It was incredible. I think that's the only time I've heard four singing at once as well.
Yeah.
Other situations, there's been two, and you go up, you know, they sing to you individually. That was the only time where you'd hear four, and then you'd go and get to sit in front of all four, and
Yeah, yeah,
everything
yeah,
just
yeah,
went a
the
bit,
committee.
everything went a
Yeah.
bit crazy for a bit. The committee, but
It
that's
was
fantastic.
wild. It was wild. And I mean, I've heard a lot of Icaros in my life because my work is also
Yeah,
connected with the jungle. But to have four shamans singing at once and each of them singing different songs. Plus, at some
yeah.
time, there was also one shaman that would speak another language. So three of them sing in Shipibo language, and then one sings in Spanish. It's like all going on 4 hours, no? Round round. Craziness.
Fantastic, fantastic. Um, and I've probably spoke before with different guests, but it's I always find it fascinating that when I've been on retreats, whether it's connecting with facilitators or just other guests, is that on one hand you have this incredibly deep connection, and you will never forget them. I will never forget them for the rest of my life. On the other hand, you know very little about their lives outside of that week or two where you're on the retreat with them. Um, so I guess, it'd be really, and certainly for our listeners, it would be great for us to find out a little bit more about whatever you want to say, what led you to that path, and what, and how you live your life now. It'd be great to hear more about what you're up to.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, that time when we met was a very special, actually, time of my life because I spent the 9 months in the jungle. And while we were facilitating, we were basically present 24 hours for guests, no? So we wouldn't have like
Mm.
a personal life at all going on in that period of time. And, in the end, I felt like, it was the biggest learning experience of my life for sure. Like I felt like I spent there 20 years and not 9 months, but it was so intense also.
Yeah,
Because the way how it would run back then was that the guests were coming Sunday afternoon, and we would have the schedule really intense, a lot of ceremonies plus other types of activities, and then the group would leave Saturday around noon. So we would have one day to rest, and then another group were coming. Plus, some of the guests were staying for a
wow,
couple of weeks or 3 weeks. So it was going like this, like a machine, that never ends. And then there was a 1 week of the rest, which I myself was kind of using for my own learning process. So I would go to do dietas, the shamanic diet for myself with another
yeah,
healer that work with tobacco. And so my way of plants is with the tobacco as the master plant, plus learning from various Amazonian trees. So 3 weeks working in the retreat center, then 1 week of my dieta, and I would close the dieta and the bus with the new group would come and take me to another round. Now, when I think about it, I almost can't believe how did I do it. It was intense. It was also
that
beautiful.
is intense. So
Yeah.
very little integration time.
No,
An hour
so
to
the
integrate,
thing,
and then back to it.
the years after was the integration. I finished not long ago, to be honest. Not so long ago, I finished this integration. And after that, so before and after that, I was living in the sacred valley of Inca, actually, also in Peru. And then, and I have been working with the breath already before and teaching yoga, no, and doing Thai massage. It all kind of mixed and connected in my life. And then in
Yeah,
2020, when so many people had such a big shifts in their lives, and I returned to Poland. And then since then I am living here and mostly working with the breath, doing the breath work, like group sessions and individual sessions and online, and
Mm.
around it my life evolves. Plus, once a year I am back in Peru every autumn, and I'm organizing retreats, which are, and they are called reconnected. you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I keep on going back to the jungle to learn from the same maestro that I've been working back then. So there's the
Mm.
continuity, no? It's just deepening of the work and the commitment and the connection. Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds fascinating. That sounds fascinating. And I'd deeply love to breathe with you again. The fact that you're doing online makes me very happy. I would love to come along to one of those. Um,
Let's do it one day.
and you have brought an amazing song with you, and we will get into it. It's a song that I can't wait to discuss with you. But just before we do, in terms of your own relationship with music, like, do you have early memories of when music first became part of your life, or when you first fell in love with a song that you've heard? Do you have memories like that at all?
God, should be each question you ask me, I feel like there is the fountain opening that wants to, keep on going. So I will just try to keep it brief. But you are really inspiring me to open my mouth, no? It's cool.
Great.
So what can I say? As a child, my parents, they used to listen to the good old rock. My mother used to love Guns N' Roses. She was totally in love with
Oh,
Axl Rose,
wow.
you know?
That's
And then
so
my
cool.
my father, Deep Purple, the Led Zeppelin, this kind of music was happening in my house. And then my father, he used to play guitar actually. He was playing in a band, in the local band in the village where he lived. So since I was a father's daughter, I kind of took it. And when I was 8, I think I
Yeah.
started to play guitar. Yeah. So this is the first line, of the connection with the music. But then, well, always was super present in some ways in my life. I used to dance a lot, and really I love dancing still. So the music there, but then the fact is that I had this hidden dream of my life to be a DJ. And when you work as
Wow.
a breathwork facilitator, you know what's going on.
Yeah.
You kind of connect all the best things together, no? So funny enough, because I do work with the breath, I listen to a plenty of music. Basically, I think
Mm.
I hear more music than people actually. And I keep on
Yeah.
changing the playlists, and because to do the good playlist on the breath session, I find it's all based on my own relation with the music. No, I need to know how it works and love it. And
Yeah.
then once this is the relation, it hits people also, no?
Mm.
So music is everywhere in my life. And it's changing, no? The vibes, the styles. I listen to a lot of music played by my friends also, because I like to use their songs on the playlist, no, on the breathwork, because then I feel that when I'm working, that my friends work with me is the best feeling in my life.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. See, I mean, you've had a pretty great musical upbringing. Your parents listened to Guns N' Roses and Deep Purple. That's very, very cool. But
Yeah.
actually, in terms of the music for breathwork, I spoke to a very old friend who's a breathwork teacher now. We were actually talking about kind of curating these playlists. And for me, when I'm breathing, um, I'm probably tuned into the sort of the rhythm and the pulse. So it might start slow, and then I can feel the rhythm building, and the breathing gets deeper and faster, And it actually, I was saying, it feels like quite a responsibility to put together that playlist sometimes because it has
Yes,
such a big influence on the on
yes,
proceedings. Um,
yes, totally. And
so yeah, is that quite a tough thing to do?
yeah, and the more time passes, I don't use the ready playlists for the sessions. I'm just kind of observing and feeling the field, of the group, of the breath where we are together,
Mm.
and based on that, the playlist is being born every time in the session. So in that sense,
Wow.
I have like from 5 to 10 playlists that I know more or less. Each of them has like 4 hours of
Yeah.
music, and just kind of remembering what I want to put now, and this is what goes on now. So kind of then I understand what effect it may create in the field, that is appropriate
Yeah.
to the energetic moment, and this makes it really fun, actually.
Okay. So you are, I mean, you are living your dream of being a DJ just within these breathwork sessions.
It's even better, It's always like this. I wouldn't imagine myself that it can go that well, no?
Oh, that's
And the,
fantastic.
the great thing is that in a way that there is never a ready playlist, it makes it always alive, It's always a surprise. It's
Mm,
like never repeats itself. It's very fresh.
yeah.
And I get surprised as me too, so I like it.
Yeah. That's beautiful. And I love the way you use your friend's music in there. That must be a kind of just an even more special energy to add into the whole breath the arena as well. Very nice, very nice. Now, I did mention that you brought a great song, and it feels like we're sort of moving towards a time where we should probably find out what that is. But just before we do, um, a quick heads up for anyone tuning in for the first time. This isn't a deep dive into music theory or anything like that. This show is about the stories behind songs, the ways they become part of who we are. And if you haven't heard the track we're about to explore and Weronka's going to talk about, please take a second to pause, give it a listen, and then come back. And I think you'll just find that the conversation hits a little deeper once the song is in your head. Um, so, Weronka, what is the song that you've chosen to bring with you today?
So, yeah, like I actually mentioned before, I kind of just I decided to take part in this podcast, also to have the opportunity to just see you and reconnect with you. And then I thought, wow,
Yeah.
I listen to so much music, it's not so easy for me to pick one song. And I was thinking, what is really like a flag kind of music for me, really meaningful, that is unforgettable. And then it was clear that it's gonna be the Spirit Bird by Xavier. So this is the song that we are dancing around today. So this is it, yeah.
Great song. And it was, I think I may have heard of Xavier Rudd before, but the song was new to me. So very grateful for you bringing that into my life. I was saying I had a good few listens to it this morning, and it's a beautiful song, but it's powerful. So I think once you start listening to it, it kind of gets under your skin, and you're on a journey with it. Um, and I'd always curious to kind of set the scene. Um, and can you take us back to when you first heard this song? Like, where were you? Who were you? What was happening in your world at the time?
So I I don't remember the exact moment of hearing it for the first time, but it was in the period when I was living in the Sacred Valley of Inca in Peru, and it was brought to me
Hmm.
by the dearest person to my heart at that time. So I was very absorbent. Was someone that I loved a lot, and it
Yeah.
was in the time where you know, I think we all have this time in life where we are kind of having this big spiritual opening, no? When just everything feels like suddenly opening up, no, new possibilities and new vistas and new perspectives, and everything goes deep. And so this song just hit this moment in my life, that it felt perfectly, the message, no, perfectly aligned with where I was back then. And you know, on its like a deep layers of the message of the song, there is the one thing is about the reconnection with the nature, you know, like reconnecting with the spirit of the planet, the nature, the way of preserving it, hmm? The preserving the spirit of everything that is alive. And then also about the indigenous people and preserving the tradition, and how kind of, for me, every time I hear this song, it's really reminding me this thing, how history is just being recycled. It's like we are recycling the same stories for eons. And you know, there is this thing that, okay, when we live on the material world, you know, and there is the polarity, you know, the good and bad and the fight and right. But then underneath all of that lives the eternal spirit that is
Yeah,
kind of beyond and beneath, and you know, and kind of fusing into everything that's going on, that makes this is what breathes life into all of the experience. And this song, not only by its text, but I feel by its vibe and inspiration, and by its spirit, it's like fully
mm,
bringing us to embody this sense. Like its message is so powerful. It's one of the most powerful songs I ever heard in my life. Yeah.
it is. It really is. And so you've listened to this song for the first time. Do you remember what kind of hit you first? Did you take it all in, the message, the energy, or was there something that sort of caught your attention about it?
So yeah, because obviously you can like catch different layers of it. I feel what back then was really touching me and still does is that there's this line actually that's like a spirit bird. She has seen this all before, and it's about, then he also is singing about all of us, like a humanity, we have seen this all before, no? So it's this
Yeah.
sense of just remembering how the life moves through us, no? That it's like the story is new but never new. It's kind of going through us, through our bodies again and again. So there is this kind of deep
Mm,
sense of a human life that is not just in this short period of one birth till one death, but something that we keep on going, you know, we keep on rolling, keep on evolving. So this is the one thing. It hits some deep remembering, you know, some deep remembering that's really like, I find we have hidden in our DNA and in our bones, and sometimes somebody can play a string that hits, no, that hits, tunes that, and this what happened to me.
beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, and I think when guests on the show send a song through, I find it quite fascinating to listen. I'm kind of listening to it for the first time. I'm looking at the lyrics. Part of me is almost, I guess, trying to listen from your perspective. So I've got this beautiful way of listening going on and looking at it, and it is very deep, and it does speak really about the kind of the indigenous people and how they've been treated, but also how connected we are to them and how kind of similar we are. And it's fascinating you mentioned about time there, because I think, you know, we for our experience is, you know, until we're born, until we die. But you think how many millions of times that's happened for how long? We're just tiny little moments in this much bigger story that's unfolding. But to us, it's like everything.
Exactly. And then, you know, there is another line when he's singing something like that there are now like a modern tribes doing brand new work, same spirit by side, you know, and joining hearts and hands and ancestral twine. And this is like the core, I find, you know, for the song, that basically it's like we, you know, it's like the work that we do now has a new shapes, you know, new costumes, and maybe it has a new language and a little bit different tools, but then it's exactly the same, just bringing like a little bit new form, no? And really remembering
Yeah.
the core, that it's never changing. It's like that the spirit is never changing. And yeah, it's so beautiful. Like it never stops touching me, no?
Yeah, yeah. And how long's this song been with you now? How many years?
Might be like 10 years, maybe even a little bit more, but something around 10 years. Yeah.
So a long time. I kind of think it's fascinating. I mean, I've recently spoke to someone who was 70 years old, and they picked a song that they'd heard when they were 12.
Wow.
And just the concept of that song being their companion in life for all that time is quite fascinating, and taking on new meaning, having new perspective on it. Um, but yeah, it's even fascinating 10 years, and then, you know, who knows how long it's going to be with you in the future. I'm kind of fascinated by how we have these songs as companions, as teachers, as mirrors to
Yes.
ourselves that we just keep listening to. Um, and
Yes.
has it changed? I think you said it kind of evolves there. Has it changed in terms over that 10 years? Has it evolved in kind of how it feels for you, or what you take from it at all?
So I was thinking about it today because, you know, this song is so alive inside me. Like, I feel like it's kind of tattooed into my system, you know? I feel like it's already in my tissues. It's like the medicine, you know, that you take it like so deep, you take it so in that suddenly you don't need to take it externally because it's already inside. No, it stayed. So
Yeah,
that's how I feel with this song, that it's medicine, like entered and it stayed in my system. So I don't even need to listen to it to have this vibe like
mm.
awaken, no, pop up. But then I also thought, you know, because I travel a lot, so I like to listen to it when I'm flying sometimes. In
Okay.
the plane, it's really amazing song for being in the sky, no, in the clouds. Um,
Yeah,
and then I used to use it for the breathwork sessions because it's such a powerful you know, guiding force, this song actually, you know, kind of as
yeah,
we were talking about the playlist, this song itself takes people on the journey, no? So and it really, it creates it's like a path, no, for the consciousness to go and to listen and to learn. But lately I don't use it so much. It's more like when I feel it's needed, then I would listen to it. It's not definitely like a song that you would put on for any kind of a moment. Also because it's so dramatic, no? I was thinking, this
yeah,
is the
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
song that I really like because it's very long. It's epic, actually, no? The song is like you said, like, it's like a journey. It's like a story. It's like a movie, even, no? That
yeah.
it,
No, it
it
is a journey.
starts very gently and very slowly, and then, you know, it goes more dramatic and it goes louder, and then it also ends again very, very tranquilo. So it has this dynamics that is changing and so interesting and really
Yeah,
touching the heart.
it is a journey. I think, like you explained there, it feels like it's going to be a very simple song with a beautiful message, and then it does kind of take off. And I think what I like about it as well is how much it made me feel, because there was very much um, a kind of a calling out to some degree about how some Indigenous people are treated and how the world treats them, and how governments treat them and things like that. But then there was a lot of, it was very humble as well. You know, there was kind of not, there wasn't blame or anything like that. And it kind of brings it all back to the fact that we are all one. There's this beautiful line that's kind of like, we're sleeping in their dust. And I was like, oh man, this is really powerful. It's like taking me on an emotional journey as well as kind of where I went in my mind as well. And then it all comes back down, and you're like, whew, 7 minutes later, you're like, what just happened there?
Yeah, what just happened? Exactly. Exactly. Where did I go? Yeah. And also, one thing is that it's very emotional, and another thing that is very spacious, because it does refer to this air element, you know, the spirit and the bird. So there's really the sense of the journey, movement, flying is like big sense of wildness and freedom there at the same time. Underneath this whole
Yeah,
story, you know, on the land, on the earth, with the indigenous, it's all in the huge spaciousness, and it creates just
yeah.
such a texture, you know, such a landscape for this journey. Yeah. It's epic, really.
Mm.
It's fun to talk about it.
And it's fun, yeah. What do you kind of think of when you think of the spirit bird? What do you interpret it as, or what do you think they're trying to describe there?
So, you know, actually, I was reading once, I don't remember it very well, but the interview with the Xavier wrote about this book, about this song, and it seems that it was fully channeled peace, you know, that he had this encounter with the, I don't remember the name of the birds anymore, but basically he had this kind of adventure that suddenly okay, I don't remember well, but he literally met like a family of the birds, a particular birds, and he
Mm.
remembers this moment of looking into the eye of the mother, of these birds, and then like really getting the contact, the connection, the message. And he said that the next he was dreaming about her or something like that, and the next day the first part of the song came through, you know, and for him it was like, wow.
Wow,
Uh-huh. So this is
that
from the
is,
interview, but for adding some personal touch to it, I felt, and I imagine it happens to all of us, that it's touching the indigenous part in each human being, because we all do have it in our ancestry, you know. So it's
mm.
touching this part that is still like alive, no? And it's emotional and it's very deep, and it's kind of just reminding what we are doing here and how freaking beautiful it is also.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I think it does touch that part. And actually felt quite a lot that line you referenced before when it said we're doing brand new work. Um, I was actually like, well, am I doing the work? It really, I found it like a great question. I was like, yeah, this is amazing. This is so important. Then it was like, we're doing brand new work. I was like, am I? Maybe I should be doing more. I kind of felt a bit guilty. But it, but you know, the work is many things. But I think in the context of the song, it almost made me feel like, man, I kind of want to do more. I want to honor this more. I think sometimes you realize, or certainly I realize my connection, that sense of connection I have with the earth and spirit. Um, you can become a little bit disconnected from it in the midst of a busy life, and it's sometimes it felt like a reminder to, you know, connect back in and just reconnect with that sort of that sense of connection that you have with nature, our ancestors, all sorts of things, really.
That's so
Yeah,
great to
so it
hear.
definitely
And
took me on a
this
journey.
means that its medicine is alive, huh? It's still alive, its medicine,
Mm,
of the song. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Have you ever played on guitar and sang it? I'm not going to ask you to now.
No, and
Just curious.
I don't think actually this is one of the songs that I don't think I will even try.
Yeah.
It's too spectacular for me, no? It's like, it's really majestic.
Yeah.
And I like that there are songs that I have so much respect to that I'm not gonna touch them, in this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I personally, I mean, I'm a songwriter nowadays. Um, I don't think I can play anyone else's songs. Whereas I spoke to someone the other day and they said the first thing they do when they hear an amazing song is they try and play it and sing it. And I'm just like, I'm just not interested in that. I just, I just rather listen to how they've done it. Um, Probably too lazy to learn it, but also I don't feel the need to go and try and sing it myself. Uh, but yeah, it must be a beautiful feeling as well, I think. But yeah. Um,
Actually, I only knew one friend that would be courageous enough to sing this song, because it's difficult also, One thing that is difficult,
yeah,
and another is that it requires you to have this span, emotional span, and put it out there, and also the voice kind of span, no? And when
yeah,
I play pretty mellow. I mean, you see me, no? I'm pretty like mellow and gentle. I don't go there with the music. But I
yes.
like someone to take me there, kind of, yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful. Um,
So
Listen, we are,
have I heard
yeah,
right
sorry.
that you are writing songs now?
Yeah, nowadays, so I mean, I've been, I don't know how long, I've been kind of making music for many, many years on my own. Um, and then I quit my job when my daughter was born and just to focus on being a dad really and spend time with my kids. And then in that time, I really reconnected with music and wrote a couple of albums, just personal projects. And then I was like, well, should follow this dream. So I nowadays focus on writing music for TV and film. So anything, when you're watching Netflix or whatever, to kind of write the songs to hopefully sell to those companies to play in there. Um, yeah, so it's a very different hat I'm wearing. It's same but different. I still create whatever comes up for me. But the end goal is instead of just creating it and releasing it somewhere and walking away, I'm essentially trying to go and sell that song to someone else. So I think it would be a dream for me just to have a career that's based in creativity that would allow me to be creative. Um, but yeah, I
Wow.
think it's tough
Actually,
because suddenly when that creativity merges with kind of business and money, I'm learning to navigate how to walk that line.
yeah. And on the other hand, when I'm hearing you right now, it like shows me one thing is that it's so awesome that your spirit is being transmitted into like so many places via the music that you're
Yeah,
sharing. Nice to hear that because your vibe is so lovely. And then I thought
yeah,
it must be such a great freaking teaching of detachment, to create the music, the pieces, and then to kind of give it away. It's like, wow, a big
yeah.
learning.
Well, it's a very interesting point, because I've found that the detachment for me starts way earlier. So when I was writing stuff for myself, um, it was kind of from myself. It was about my life, whatever. And then when I started writing this sort of stuff, I found that I took myself out the equation, um, and I became so much more creative. But things were going through me that kind of that didn't feel like they should have been written by me, but that I didn't feel any need to stop them and say, "Oh, that's not a song I'd write." I actually opened myself up to just write songs. You know, there's songs that have come out that feel like they're written by an 80-year-old man, another one by a 20-year-old woman, and I'm like, I don't care where it's coming from or whatever, it's coming out, and I'm just gonna make it. So yeah, that whole detachment actually happened like sort of earlier on in the creative process for me, um, which was really fascinating. I thought, but it's led to so much more creativity. Interestingly, you mentioned about writing there. So I remember, I think you mentioned it before. I thought it was a yoga Thai massage that I got from you, or something like that in when we were on retreat. And I always remember um, that you said my body's. You were like, "Do you write?" And I was like, "Oh, you know, I have been for about a week." And you were like, "Your body's saying that you should write more." And then for the next 3 or 4 months, I kind of wrote so much, and I've got a book over there of my whole kind of from the start of my medicine journey over a very intense 3 or 4 months. I wrote a whole book about it, just something for myself. But then that writing just continued and it translated into lyrics and songs and all these sorts of things. So, but I've never forgot that. I was like, yeah, Weronka said, but there's something in my body that's like, you got to write. That's going to be really good for you. So I guess it's, you know, it's always felt like my way of letting stuff out, even if I don't understand
Yeah,
what's coming out.
expressing.
So it's nice to have that
Exactly.
outlet.
It's amazing, huh? Because I mean, it's expression and it's creativity and it's the way of just sharing yourself with the world, which is like the biggest gift probably that you can give of yourself, huh?
Yeah, yeah, that's a beautiful way to
Wow, thank you for sharing this
look at it.
story.
Thank
Hmm.
you. Um, is there anything else you would like to say about this beautiful song that you've brought with you today?
Um, no, to be honest, I feel this song speaks for itself, but I think also it's like the song is timeless. Like it's boundless and it's for everyone. So it's not like I would recommend it to someone. I would recommend it to every human being actually, because it's one of those songs that you hear it once and you will not forget it. It stays. And it really reminds us something so important as for how to be a human being, basically, you know, in the best way. Yeah.
Yeah, good skills to have. How to be a human being in the best way. That's definitely good skills. Uh, we
Yeah.
are starting to come towards the end of our conversation now.
Yeah, totally.
So I just wanted to say thank you for bringing this beautiful song and thank you for bringing yourself so openly. It's just been so amazing to reconnect. And before we close, where can people find you, follow you, connect with you, find out what you're creating right now?
Well, I do have a website. It's all in Polish actually for now. This is the little difficulty. But I do have the Facebook and the Instagram and the website, which is called Weronka Sacha. My name you write with W, but you still read it as a V in Polish. So it's Weronka Sacha
Yes,
together. Maybe I can just leave it somewhere in the comment if someone would be interested. Thank you, Shubi.
absolutely. Thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure and great speaking with you.
It was awesome. Thank you, my dear. And just
Thank you.
blessings for your work, for the family, for the children.
It's our time. It's our time. It's our time.